as a political like op. They're just
Hmm.
he's a bad guy.
Right.
That's how like oh we got to get this. They say it all the time. Oh we got to. He's a criminal. He's a this. He's a that. Bro, but he's still running for president. Like it's nuts. And like I said, bro, we are creating these monsters, bro. The country,
And
us.
the reason why I say it will trend is because, excuse me, when, okay, let's say you get Donald Trump out the way, and somebody else gonna run for president, and if they're saying things you don't like, it's the same thing.
Hmm.
So you feel like you
You're
can
gonna
come for
kill
them
everybody.
too. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it's nuts.
it's always going to be, it's always going to be something, because I know, this is just my honest opinion, just give my honest to God opinion. In America, it seems as if America always has to have an enemy in order to function.
Mm.
That's why we constantly stay in war. That's why we constantly put certain races of people in the hot seat. You just have to have an enemy in order to function, and that's you see what the results we're getting now.
Yeah, no, dude, it's crazy because the even during the debate, he mentioned Putin and this and that,
Oh yeah.
and something clicked in my head when I heard this. And this is not verbatim, but I'm just paraphrasing what I heard or what it sounded like I heard. I could be wrong, but when he said, if I was president, there would have been no war with Putin. There would have been no this and whatever.
Hmm.
And he said, I have good relationships with these guys, right?
Hmm.
They let Miss Harris go and say, well, he wants to be like them. He wants to be a dictator just like them. Of course, he wants to be friends with the enemies because he thinks they're tough guys and he thinks they're this. And I got two things clicked in my head when she said that. One, if he did want to be a dictator, then yeah, I can see her point. Like
Hmm.
maybe she's on to something.
Hmm.
But then two, I thought about some street shit. I'm like, well, if you're in the street, bro, you want to keep your friends closer and your enemies closer. So as a president, why not go to the guy who's a pain in the ass and everybody's and everybody's ass is the guy with the big weapon? Yeah, let me go see what he's doing. Let me become friends with him. Let me see what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Let me go over there and shake his hand and eat his nasty food and see what he's talking about. Like, what's wrong with that? If that's keeping the country safe and that's keeping uh, us off out of a war, is that bad to want to
No,
be? You know,
it's not
like
bad.
when was it bad to Because listen, when I was in the hood and I had problems with somebody, like me and my friends will talk. We'll probably be like, "Yo, boom, boom, boom," but they live in the same neighborhood we live in. Why we can't be friends? You know what I'm saying? Because we
Right.
have differences in culture or whatever.
Right.
Like if we came together, it would probably be better because now the neighborhood is safer because we ain't be like you understand
Right.
what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
it just makes more sense that way. Like yeah, if I'm United States and we beefing with Russia, why we can't let's come to a conclusion. Let's be friends. As a matter of fact, let me try to get this motherfucker aboard and get him into like a NATO. And and this is just me speaking like freely. I'm not thinking about all the red tape that has to go with that, which I'm pretty sure, it's like, oh, to be a NATO, you have to do this. Yeah. Like, I'm just saying, like, why we can't have that discussion? Why we always have to have Russia as an enemy or China as an enemy? Why we can't just be like, yo, let's wrap this shit up. What do you want, China? What we doing? You want to
I'm,
sell cheap cars in our states? Let's do this. What up?
I'm telling you, bro, is America has to have an enemy in order to function, because we live in a military industrial complex where is times of war, like war makes money
Yeah.
um for the US, and that's why there's always an enemy. That's why there's always a threat. That's why you can't make peace with Putin. You have to make war with Putin, because that's how we're going to make our money. And I don't get it, man. I mean, money. How important is money? I mean, I
I
understand you
mean,
needed
to be
to
honest, man, it really isn't that important, though, when you really look at it hindsight, because people are dying for it. Like,
right.
so is it really that important? I don't think so. But
Mm.
somebody else will tell me I'm a fucking idiot for saying that. So I don't know. It just
Yeah.
I don't know. It just depends, bro. It really is like because we should be able to own all this without having to go out there and struggle, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like money could be important, but I shouldn't have to struggle and watch people struggle and work 5 jobs to pay off a car or pay a house off.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I should
Well,
be everybody should be able to work one job at least and
right.
be able to have nice things.
It's
I
how
shouldn't have to be a
it's how it
rapper
used
or
to
a
be.
lawyer. Yeah.
It's how it used to be, and it's getting to the point now where the industries are starting to own everything. 'Cause the housing market, they're saying that these companies and they're buying houses and then they're renting them out to you, and you can never
Yeah.
really own them.
Nope.
So like this is going in a direction where this is really really terrible.
Yeah. No.
So
Yeah. You're right. That's how it's doing. That's why they buying all these plots and lands and
mhm.
it's nuts. But yeah, dude. I don't know, dude. I just think if whatever Trump does, if he can end this war as fast as he says he can, then I don't see what I don't see what's the problem. If he
I
can
don't
go
see the
ahead and do
problem either.
that, then why are we even hating on this man? I will. I will. If somebody told me, yeah, if I become president, I can end the war in a phone call.
Mhm.
I'm gonna be like, you know what? I just want to see this motherfucker do that. I'll give up my seat and let him get at the driver's seat just to see him do this shit.
Mhm.
Because if I know I can't do it and he say he can, go ahead, let's do this. Because then see, my thing is if he's talking this talk right now,
Mhm.
let him jump in that fucking seat and see what he can do. If he can't do none of the shit he's talking about, then we already know as a person he's full of shit. Then everything that everybody said about him is probably true. But if he could go in there and say this and do the shit he says and really kick back the country where like almost where it was a couple years ago,
Mhm.
then I don't see no harm, dog. Bro, I would do anything to go back before coronavirus, dog.
Yeah, me too.
Everything before that, bro, doesn't seem like a problem, dog. Like everything after that, terrible. Robbing,
It's
stealing, prices.
it seems almost as if they needed coronavirus to shut the country down so that they can implement what they wanted to put in
Mm-hmm.
place. Because after that, it's like everything is just up, like everything, like the cost of living, crime, all of that, man. It's just crazy. This is
Yeah,
weird.
no, it's nuts. And I was reading, and I don't I see a lot of shit on YouTube and shit when I read that the advisor and all these big companies bought like the rights to this old coronavirus uh
Oh yeah, I heard about
thing,
that.
and I'm like, how do you buy rights to a fucking virus? That's nuts, bro. And
Well, I think it wasn't they bought the rights to the virus. They bought the rights to the patent for the
vaccine or some shit
yeah,
like that.
yeah, the
Yeah.
vaccine.
Okay. Which is
Yeah.
still outrageously crazy if you
Cuz
think about it. That's
this
like
was
saying,
like
yo, I want to buy a patent for the next time you stump your toe. And you have to buy my product to fix it. You can't buy band-aids. Like, that's
I
just crazy.
I forget the date that they said, but it was like a long time
It
ago.
was like 10, 15 years ago or some shit like
Yeah,
that.
it was like a
Yeah.
long time ago, bro.
So that means they were cooking this shit up somewhere. They knew about it.
That's what I'm saying. This is what I say. America is a get money land of massive land, and
Mm,
your sole purpose is to wake up and get money. So if you are in the health industry, how are you making money if everybody's healthy?
mm.
You have to make people sick in order for you to make money. And
Yep.
because people want to live, you can put a ridiculous price tag on whatever it is that they need
Hmm.
so that they can live.
I mean, shit,
It's
look
hard.
at.
It's hard to put trust in.
Oh, yeah, for sure, dude. I mean, look at what was it, Magic Johnson? He had AIDS and now he's like AIDS free, bro. Like, come on, he's the first person to have been freed of AIDS,
And to my knowledge, he's the only person I know that has AIDS
and it
and
doesn't
hasn't
have it.
died.
And, but he's cured, bro. What are you talking
Cured.
about? Yeah, they say he's cured, bro. Listen, when you have the money, he had a listen. Magic Johnson got bread, okay?
Mm-hmm.
He somebody came to him and be like, yo, we got this cure, bro. You want it? you're gonna have to pay big money for this shit,
So
bro. It's so crazy because rich people don't have AIDS. And if they do, you don't hear about it no more for a couple months, and then like they cure 3-4 years later. Like nobody's talking about Charlie Sheen. I'm pretty sure he's somewhere paying a lot of money to get cured from AIDS. Watch, you're gonna see Charlie Sheen in like 2 years come out, and be like, praise Jesus, I'm cured. Bro, I'm telling you, bro. When was the last time you seen rich people with AIDS, bro?
never.
They're paying for that shit. You only see broke niggas with AIDS, and now they're making you pay so it's undetectable. What does that mean? I got AIDS and it's undetectable. That means I have AIDS, but you're not gonna know I have AIDS. Like, what does that even mean? Like, what's the point of it's undetectable? So you mean it went away as long as I take this medicine, I'm good? Yeah, it went away as long as you keep popping these little pills, you're good. So a $1 billion company was built. We can hide your AIDS. Put them in this. Here's a pill. Your AIDS go in the closet, and you're good. That's nuts. Think about that, bro. Think about that.
That's wild.
But like, yo, I used to have AIDS. It's hiding now. I think like, what? Can I get it? Oh no, you can't get it. It's hiding. If I stop taking this pill, it'll come out and give it to you, and you got cooties. Like, it makes no. Like I watch these commercials all the time, and I don't know exactly how it works, but the lingo is like, you have AIDS, take this pill. It shows that you don't have AIDS anymore. Like, and then the first thing they show was two dudes. I'm like, yeah, gay people are not the only one with AIDS, bro. Like, what's going on here? Like, yo, you remember when they said AIDS came from Africa? And then it came from gay people, and then it came from this is how fucked up we are as a society to think that AIDS just came from Africa. Like, it just came from gay, and then it was like all of a sudden it was only gay people could get AIDS.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden it was like, if you fuck cats you get it. Like, bro, come on, bro. Like, we are so like, it's like we could take 10 steps forward in smarts and technology, and then somebody will say some dumb shit like that, and we take 25 back. I'm like, bro, come on. Do we really believe AIDS came from Africa, dog? Like, dude, let's stop this shit. Somebody went to Africa and planted that shit there. And then here we go. Now, 50 years later, we got a pill that can hide your AIDS. And they probably have a cure, but you have to be rich to get it. Fuck out.
They have to have a cure.
I'm 100% sure they have an AIDS cure. That's why we don't even talk about it anymore. I remember the last time AIDS was a big deal. Let's keep it real. When was the last time AIDS was a big deal, bro?
AIDS used to be a really big deal, but
bro, the people were living with AIDS for longer than people with the flu. Like, and I'm not saying anything to sound crazy, but like, I remember, like, AIDS was a big deal back in the 90s. Like, that's all people talked about. Like, yo, don't have sex, you'll get AIDS. Like, I remember them in school scaring us with that shit. Like, yo, you get AIDS, Where can you get AIDS? You can even get AIDS if somebody spits in a cut and they have it. I'm like, whoa, like, shit was crazy, though. But yeah, now you don't hear nobody talking about AIDS. So I don't know. But what we talking about next, bro? Because I'm this fucking shit we can go into conspiracy theorist shit all day long.
Oh, for sure. Next we are talking Diddy, man. It is looking bad. Diddy, bro.
The diddler. Oh man, it's crazy because just real quick before I forget, me and Jess were talking about this yesterday, and me and Jess have because we'll literally bang heads on a discussion, and then like at the end come to the conclusion that we're probably both right, and the person, and the person we're just overthinking the person. So, for instance, with this whole Diddy thing, we were talking last night. She was like, "Yo, I think, if Diddy did that, I think everybody should go down because, he's just a freaky ass nigga. So, if he's into that shit, he's into that shit. Like, what's the problem?" And I agree with her. But then you think about it, like, yo, he beat Cassie's ass in a video, and she goes, "Yeah, I get it, but Cassie stood with him, like, what, 10, 15 years, like." She was probably down with that shit, and then